Welcome back to the Acer Team Story Cup. We're currently in game number 5, and you can see the score displayed up here in the top right corner of the screen, guys. Currently 2-2 in the favor of Millenium versus Axiom. It's worth noting, Baby Knight did start the game, the day off with a quick 2-0 over Young and Impact. But now Hearts started to bring it back. Another TVT, though, and this is kind of one of Dayshi's, I think, specialties. And let's not forget, there's also 4GG behind this as well. Combined with Dystar, there's quite a few TVTs potentially still to come. But spawning here in the top left, it's a best of 1 between these two players, a best of 9 between these two teams. And representing his team from Axiom, the blue Terran player Hearts. His opponent in the lower right, representing Millenium. New to the field, but no stranger to this matchup. It's going to be the red Terran player Dayshi. Alright, so I don't know, we've had a couple of, I hesitate to call them one-sided games, because they haven't been. But that last game, Heart just really went to town on poor Marine Lord. Again, the advantage of Dayshi sitting in the ranks, kind of lying away, so you can watch the Millenium stream and go like, oh, or my stream, whatever he chooses to go with though, and be like, alright, this is how Heart wants to play. He's going to go bio, so maybe I won't play mech versus him. Maybe I'll match him on the bio field. Or maybe he just goes with mech. Mech can be really strong. I want to stress that. Mech can be incredibly strong. But it's hard to get to that point. It's kind of like a Protoss death ball, you know? Once rolling, it's almost unstoppable. But if you're a mech player and your opponents come at you constantly and relentlessly with Marauders, Doom Drops, and you don't have a turret ring, and especially on a map like this where it's really hard to get a turret ring up, you're not going to have a great time getting to that stage. Regardless, for now, though, we're probably going to see a Reaper out of both players for the openers. Usually that ends up being the scouting information required, but ooh, is she actually not? Instead, going to go for a Marine. Both players going to go for the Marine, so going to go with that sort of defensive play we saw earlier on. You know what? I'm surprised, too, because Reapers, while cut out of the matchup, again, scouting information in TVT is just as important in every other matchup. And Reapers have been phasing out slowly. There used to be a time where it would be like Reaper no matter what. Hell, I've even seen a couple of 8-8s versus 8-8-8s. Or sorry, 8-8-8s versus 8-8-8s. But yeah, I don't know. I guess with opening with the Marines, it does kind of give you that coverall versus early aggression. Again, if it's Banshees that come your way, all you need is a quick detection, a scan, and with 7 Marines, you'll kill a Banshee, no problem. We may see Hart go for the drop that he did last time. Again, I want to actually take a moment. Heavy salute to that drop that never died. I don't know if any of those Marines even died by the end of the game, because they took siege tank fire, they took Hellion fire, they killed a Raven. Hart had a really cool drop series going for him last time. What I like out of Dayshi, though, is a side note, the spread on the buildings right now, it's not great, because sometimes you worry about siege tanks being over here, but for the most part, this actually gives him a lot of extra vision in his base. And that is one of the greatest dangers of heavy rain. There's so much space you can drop and go undetected. Look at all this fog of war. But, just wait to see if it's going to be mech or not. It's going to be the big question. I don't think Hart's going to go mech. He just showed a really great bio game, but there'd be no reason for him to go into it. But I love watching mech. I'm not going to lie. I'm dirty. I'm disgusting. I'm the guy who loves watching Terran players play 9-hour games, who likes watching Goody go TVP. And even in TVT here, I love watching mech. So if Dayshi were to go mech, not only would it tickle my fancy, I think it could work out pretty nicely, but he's not going with the opener here. In fact, he's going for the Marines and the Medevacs, so kind of a similar opening minus the Widow Mine that Hart had gone with last game, guys, whereas this time Hart himself is actually going with the Banshee and the Cloak. You know, this has changed around a lot. Once upon a time, you know, everyone would just go straight to the Banshee, and whoever got the Banshee across the map first would win. But in this scenario, I think this might actually work against Hart, because the problem is, he's going to have a decent amount of DPS with the Marines, but he's not going to be able to contend with the healing on that Medevac, not unless this Banshee happens to be at home. Now, he does have a Widow Mine out. This is going to help a little bit, but he's expecting Hellions to run up the front. He's expecting units to come storming on in, but instead, he's going to awkwardly find this drop. Now, the Hellions are going to be kept out of the base. That's great. A good job going for the wall off. Some Terran players don't even wall off anymore. But here's the Banshee he's going to need. Widow Mine picks off one of the Hellions right away. Marines kind of trading out decently right now, but Hart, he'll hold. Could have gotten a little bit worse for Dayshi. He only lost a couple of Marines in that. And I'm sorry, guys. Somewhere in that mess was First Blood. But for the most part, Hart, he held that quite nicely. Coming across the map, though, with the Banshee, still looking to do a bit of damage. There is a second Medevac loaded and heading out, and that's actually going to be a problem. He needs to keep this Banshee at home. The Raven follow-up, even auto turrets won't cut it, because here come Hellions and Marines, but guess what? Also more Hellions and more Marines! So he's going to struggle to hold off this first attack. Auto turret's going to help a little bit, because auto turret actually deals a surprising amount of damage. But 4 Marines badly injured will not cut it with the second medevac. Dayshi getting really aggressive here, and you can throw mech versus bio out the window for now, because that question's not even going to be relevant. The turret at home means the Banshee can't end the game by killing all of the SCVs, and right now he's storming in, and he's about to kill all of Heart's SCVs. He's running to the auto turret for some help. It's actually going to kill 2 of the Hellions if he focus fires them down, but even if he kills the Hellions, there's still so many Marines behind this. You can repair an auto turret, by the way, guys. Side note, you can repair an auto turret, but will this siege tank be out in time is the big question. He's taken a couple of SCV losses already, up to 9 kills, and with the Hellions still present, it's very dangerous to stick around here. Viking gets targeted down very quickly. The siege tank has to back away from the Marines. Auto turret's going to limit its life out, but is the damage even going to be enough? More SCVs are falling for Heart, and the Banshee, side note, looks like it's been cleaned up on the other side of the map. Tank isn't even sieged because he knows if he sieges, the second he sieges, Dayshi picks up and drops on top of it. No repair on the tank. Heart has 5 HP remaining. Repair this tank, man. He's lost all of his SCVs down to 8. Dayshi, I told you his TVT was good, and it's pretty rough dealing with anything in the early game. Boldly goes for the siege up, but quite frankly, guys, Heart doesn't have a second orbital. He's a second command center. If that was an orbital, maybe, just maybe, he's still in this game. But the problem is, I think Heart's out. This is looking like a 3-2 here in the favor of Millenium. There's the GG. Dayshi, ladies and gentlemen. Starting to turn this around. Oh no, hang on. Hang on, in-game screen again. Because I always forget to do this till it's too late. Ew, that weird exploit delay. 3-2. Wha-bam. Whatcha! Alright.